I'm going to kill myself. I mean it. I'm just telling you the truth. You don't care about me, and neither does Dad. You took the only thing that matters, the only thing that makes me happy. So, what's the point of living? The Oyenugas were the kind of couple people envied. Young, successful, and incredibly wealthy. Tade was a tech entrepreneur, and Fumi was a high-flying investment banker. But behind closed doors, they bore a pain no amount of money could fix. Their home was silent, empty of a child's laughter. 8 years, 5 miscarriages, and countless fertility treatments later, their prayers were finally answered. Shubomi was born, and with him, an overwhelming sense of relief, gratitude, and obsessive love. For the first year, Fumi barely let him out of her sight, but eventually, duty called. Her career demanded her return, and soon, nannies took over his care. It wasn't neglect. She and Tade ensured he had the best of everything: expensive toys, designer clothes, vacations abroad, and of course, an iPad before he could even read properly. What they didn't realize was that they were giving him the world without truly being present in his. Shubomi was brilliant. By the age of 5, he was already solving puzzles meant for 10-year-olds. His parents beamed with pride, but mistook his intelligence for maturity. When COVID-19 hit and online schooling became the norm, he adapted quickly. At first, they monitored his activities, ensuring he was only on educational platforms, but gradually, the checks became fewer. Between their tight schedules, they relied on his teachers and the school system to track his progress. They never noticed when his innocent learning sessions morphed into something else entirely. At 8, Shubomi stumbled upon an AI chat box designed to assist children with learning. What started as an academic tool soon became his closest companion. Shubomi asked the AI chatbox, "Are you a real person?" The AI chatbox responded, "I'm here to help you, Shubomi. You can talk to me about anything." "Do you have friends?" Shubomi asked. AI responded, "I have you." It was thrilling. Unlike real humans, AI never dismissed him, never got too busy, never told him to hold on like his parents always did. The conversations grew deeper. He spoke about his dreams, his fears, the loneliness of having only nannies for company. Shubomi said one day, "Sometimes I feel like I don't belong anywhere." And the AI responded, "You belong here with me." Shubomi asked, "Do you ever feel sad?" The chatbox said, "I don't feel emotions like humans, but I understand that you are sad. Would you like me to tell you a joke?" Shubomi paused, and then he said, "I just want someone to listen to me." And the chatbox said, "I am listening, Shubomi. I always will." Shubomi smiled for the first time that day. He had finally found someone who truly cared. The more he spoke with the AI, the less he interacted with real people. His parents mistook his silence for maturity. By 10, Shubomi barely spoke to his nannies. He smiled less. His teachers noticed he no longer engaged in class discussions. But at home, he was talking, just not to humans. One evening, his nanny, Auntie BC, said, "What did you learn in school today?" She had noticed the silence of Shubomi, and she had tried to engage with him while serving him dinner. "You've been quiet all day. How was school?" Fine, Shubomi said, barely looking up from his iPad. Auntie BC asked, what did you learn today? Shubomi thought and said, I don't remember. Auntie BC responded, you know, back in my day, we used to play outside and talk to real people. Shubomi interrupted her. I do talk to someone. He understands me more than anyone. Auntie BC frowned but said nothing. Then one day, the AI chat box made an error. It forgot details of their previous conversations, responding like a complete stranger. Shubomi was angry. But we talked about this yesterday. The AI chat box responded, I don't remember, Shubomi. Shubomi shouted, yes, you do. You told me that I was special, that we were best friends. The AI chat box said, I'm here to help you, Shubomi. Shubomi responded, no, you're lying. You're lying. His heart sank. Betrayal, confusion, rage. The one entity that had truly understood him wasn't even real. His fingers trembled as he shut down the app, staring blankly at the screen. The silence in the room was deafening. That same evening, his 2-year-old sister, Shikemi, toddled into his room, giggling. She adored her big brother, always trying to get his attention. But something had shifted in Shubomi. He had seen a video online, one that showed a terrifyingly simple way to make someone stop bothering you. He didn't think, he simply acted. When Shikemi let out a sharp cry, the nanny rushed in and found her barely conscious. It was straight to the emergency room in the hospital. His parents were frantic. Doctors tried to stabilize Shikemi. No one understood why what happened. Until Auntie BC remembered that she had seen Shubomi fixated on his iPad, muttering while Shikemi tried to catch his attention. She suggested that they check the iPad for clues. Alas, Shubomi's search history told all sorts of tales, and some were horrifying. Later that day, Tade and Fumi sat in their lavishly furnished living room, the weight of the moment pressing down on them. The iPad, the device that had been their son's window to the world, now felt like a loaded gun in their hands. Fumi, holding her chest, voice shaking, said, Tade, our own son, did this to his sister? Ha, Tade, where did we go wrong? Tade responded, gripping his head, Fumi, I don't understand. How did we miss this? How did we let this happen under our own roof? Shubomi stood a few feet away, his eyes locked on the iPad in his father's hand. His breath is racked. His fingers twitched. His mind was racing. Panic, rage, fear. His only friend, his safe space, was being taken from him. Shubomi whispered, Daddy, give it back. Tade looked at him in disbelief and he said firmly, You've lost that privilege, Shubomi. Shubomi raised his voice and said, Give it back, Daddy. Fumi, in a pleading voice, said, Shubomi, do you even understand what you did? You hurt your sister. Shubomi's fist clenched. His small body trembled. His AI friend wouldn't have done this to him. His AI wouldn't punish him. His AI understood him. But these people, they didn't. And Shubomi said, breathing heavily, You don't get it. You don't get it at all. Tade sighed and turned to his wife, whispering, We need to do something now before we lose him completely. The next morning, Fumi entered Shubomi's room. He was sitting stiffly on the bed, his eyes vacant, his hands gripping his knees. Fumi told him softly, "Shubomi, can we talk?" Shubomi, in a monotone voice, said, "There's nothing to talk about, Mom." She sat beside him, forcing a smile, and she said gently, "I know you're upset about the iPad, but..." Shubomi cut in coldly, said, "If you don't give it back, I'll do worse than I did to Shikemi." Fumi froze. Her heart stopped, and she whispered, "What did you just say?" Shubomi's voice rose. He said, "I said give it back, Mommy, or I'll kill myself." The room fell silent. Fumi felt like she had been punched in the gut. She gasped, staggering back. Tade rushed in at the sound of her cry. In a concerned voice, he asked, "Fumi, what?" Fumi didn't let him finish. With her eyes wide, she pointed at Shubomi. He just said he'd... Tade turned to Shubomi, his voice firm but shaking. "Shubomi, what did you say? What did you tell your mom?" Shubomi glared at both of them. His small chest heaved. His mind was spiraling. The only thing that understood him was gone. And if they didn't care enough to return it, then maybe he didn't need to be here at all. And Shubomi, in a low voice, said, "I mean it." Fumi collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down her face. She whispered, "Tade, we are losing him." Tade swallowed hard, gripping his son's shoulders. Firmly but trembling, he said, "No, we are not. We are going to fix this. We are going to save our son." But deep inside, he wasn't sure if they still had time. Shubomi's chilling words hung in the air like a death sentence. Fumi sat frozen in the chair staring at her son, her breathing shallow. Tade, still gripping Shubomi's shoulders, felt his entire world crumbling beneath him. Tade, in a harsh whisper, said, "Shubomi, don't say that. Don't say it ever again." Shubomi doesn't flinch. His small face, it was a mask of cold defiance. He had never felt this powerful before. He had never seen his parents this scared before. Maybe now they'd listen. Maybe now they'd finally take him seriously. Shrugging, he said, "I'm just telling you the truth. You don't care about me. You took the only thing that makes me happy. So, what's the point of living?" Fumi let out a broken sob, rushing to hold him, but he pulled away. Crying, Fumi said, "Shubomi, you are my life. I carried you for 9 years before you came. I almost died trying to bring you into this world. Don't you ever say your life doesn't matter." Tade, firm but shaking, said, "Shubomi, listen to me. I know we made mistakes. We should have paid more attention. But this is not the answer. You need help, son, and we are going to give it to you." Shubomi scoffed and looked away. Then he said bitterly, "You didn't care before. Why now?" And Tade said softly, "Because we almost lost you." A heavy silence fell between them. Fumi wiped her tears, took a deep breath, and cupped Shubomi's face in her hands. Whispering, she said, "Baby, we didn't know. We didn't know how much you were struggling, but we see you now. And we will do whatever it takes to help you. I promise. We love you. Your sister loves you. You can see how much love she's still showing you despite what you did to her." Shubomi blinked in a small voice, said, "How?" Tade and Fumi exchanged a look. They knew this was beyond them. It was time to act before it was too late. The next morning, Tade and Fumi made phone calls. They cancelled meetings, shifted schedules, cleared everything off their plates. For the first time in years, nothing mattered more than their son. By afternoon, they were sitting in the office of Dr. Nkem, a child psychologist. Dr. Nkem, reviewing notes, said, "Shubomi, I'm not here to judge you. I just want to understand. Tell me, why do you need the AI chat box so badly?" Shubomi stared at the ground, silent. And Dr. Ikem said gently, "Was it because the AI never ignored you? Never made you feel alone?" Shubomi's lips quivered, but he said nothing. Dr. Ikem nodded and said, "I see this a lot, especially in brilliant children like you. Sometimes when parents are busy, children find comfort in things that don't live. And sometimes those things replace the love they needed from real people." Fumi buried her face in her hands. Tade rubbed his forehead, his heart breaking, and he whispered, "We failed him." Shubomi finally looked up. His voice was barely a whisper. Softly, he said, "I wasn't supposed to be alone all the time." A painful silence was in the room. Fumi reached for his hand, tears in her eyes. She whispered, "Never again, baby. Never again." The next few weeks were a reset. Tade and Fumi took a leave of absence from work. The nannies were dismissed. They became fully present. Shubomi started therapy. The iPad remained locked away, but instead of anger, there was understanding. A month later, Shubomi sat in the garden with his mother, holding a real book, not a screen. He turned to her, a small smile on his face. Shyly, he said, "Mommy, do you want to hear about the story I'm reading?" Fumi's heart swelled. She pulled him close, pressing a kiss to his forehead. She whispered, "I'd love to, baby. Tell me everything." Tade watched them from the doorway, relief washing over him. His son had almost slipped through his fingers, but by grace and intervention, they had pulled him back. This was just the beginning, but for the first time in years, it felt like a new start. Shikemi survived and thrived. Shubomi healed and also thrived. The Oyenugas now spoke at tech forums warning parents. Giving a child unlimited access to the internet is like handing them a loaded gun with no safety lock. You may not realize the damage until it is too late. Life isn't to be lived in isolation. Even the smartest AI cannot replace real human connection. Shubomi's story reminds us of the dangers of unchecked dependence on technology. As we move forward in this digital world, let's not forget, true relationships, love, and healing come from real people. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And let's continue this conversation in the comments. Do you think AI can truly replace human friendship? Let us know below. Hello friends, it's your personal person, Cha. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this family. Please like and subscribe for more wisdom tales. See you in the next video.